So you've a problem with your postie bike clutch, your CT110 clutch. You've taken your clutch off and you've bought 3 new friction plates. You're going to fit the friction plates and this will fix your problem, right? Yes, no, maybe. Why is that? Let's find out. So to remove the friction plates, all we need to do is remove the snap ring. It's pretty straightforward. Press down, out, out, out. Snap ring comes off, and then here we have our clutch. So if we change these 3 friction plates, will that cure the problem? For the vast majority of times, yes it will. But sometimes, no, it won't cure the problem. Because the actual main centrifugal part, the operating part of the clutch, is still inside. So I'll use this old clutch to demonstrate. What we need to do is remove the 4 screws. Now I've obviously undone these before, so they're loose. This is an old clutch. The screws are all chewed up. And the reason for that is because these are JIS screws, and most of us, myself included, don't have one, a JIS screwdriver or bit. We use a posi drive or Phillips and it chews them. So undo the screws, now some manuals say remove the 4 damper springs first. I find you don't need to, just leave them there. This will come off and the springs will simply fall off. Here we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 damper springs. And the 4 main clutch springs. And this could be a problem. You could have a broken spring, main clutch spring, weak spring, and what you can do, you can measure. You can measure the actual spring. I think the minimum length is 26 millimeters. I'll have to double check. So inside of the main part of the clutch we've got these bob weights. What they do as the clutch spins, these fling out, press on the center and operate the clutch. So what you'll need to do is check that the bob weights are intact, they're not seized, there's no problems. Obviously this is an old rusty clutch, yours will be a lot better than this. Also on the clutch basket itself, the reason I've shown you this old clutch basket is because it's got problems. I don't know if you can see, excuse me, so along here you can see wear marks. So you'll have wear marks along here and here. And what that will do, that will cause the clutch to be snatchy or drag. So to put the clutch back together, take the 4 springs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and put the clutch basket on top, like that. Press down. And then tighten them slowly in a diagonal pattern. Obviously these screws have had it. Wouldn't use these screws anymore. To put the damper springs back in, press it into the hole, get a flat bladed screwdriver, there's one, two, three, and 4. So to put the clutch back together, put the bottom plate and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and this simply drops in there. In a CT110 it has a thrust washer, so the thrust washer goes in, followed by the clutch centre. So we must alternate the plates between steel and friction, so we've had a steel plate, now we drop the friction plate in. For the steel plates now we have 2 choices, and the one we need is this one, which has all cutouts all the way around, and that can just fit anywhere in there like that. So now, and obviously some people soak their new clutch plates in oil overnight, some people just oil them, but at the very least put some oil in your clutch as you assemble it. Friction plate. Then we need this plate, and what we do, we need there's 2 ways to put it in. You can obviously, if you put it in like that, you can see obviously it's wrong, there's a problem. but if you put it in like that, it fits fine. So friction plate, finally the top plate, and you'll be able to see which way that goes, and the holes are the same all the way around, so it makes no difference which way it goes. Now all we need to do is press the clutch together and put the snap ring back in place. So with the snap ring there are 3 places it can go: there, there, or there. So where we need it is this place. Here there's a pin in the way, here the gap is narrow, so press it down. Just check that it's fully pushed in, and there we go. As a final check, take your clutch. If you can spin it one way, it won't spin the other, so it will spin clockwise, it won't spin anti-clockwise. That's a final check that your clutch is fine.